Longwoods Point, and quite a bit of land over to Mr. Blackistone, Mr. Nehemiah Blackistone, for the betrothal of my daughter Elizabeth Gerard.
This is Dr. Gerard.
I'm Dr. Thomas Gerard. Thank you, sir. I am the proprietor of All You See About You.
Wow.
Indeed. I'm also the court leet. I'm also a licensed doctor, you know, coming over in 1638. But you know, the island is where the colonists of who came to Maryland at first landed. On March 25th, 1634, Annunciation Day, indeed. Now, when they came to the island, it was some 400 acres in size. But today you can see it's only about 1/10 of the size. We have lost it due to the big heavy waters of the Potomac occasionally coming up and washing it away. But so I have to reminisce. I can see in the future, you know, where I can see this island in its tiny size, but I do remember the big size. So you have to bear with me as I recollect in the past in my day, and I see in the future so I can more closely relate it to you. Is that fair?
That's fair.
Or should I not cheat, sir?
So, doctor, is anything around here named for you?
Oh, indeed, madam.
I think we're going to split.
Actually, it's over on the other side. I have property in Virginia. You don't see anything that's named here that says Gerard, except there is a road up there should you choose to go to Morris Point Restaurant. As you go around from there, there's a road that says Gerard's Cove. So you would see that. Now, I did build a chapel for my wife, Suzanne, because you know we're different religions, but isn't that what it's all about? People came to Maryland to enjoy the freedom of religion in Maryland. And that's what we were looking for, a new life, a new adventure, to come out and not to be persecuted. Because you know if you're not aligned with the Church of England, you are persecuted.
Oh dear.
Indeed, people did lose their head over that.
Yeah, you're fine. You can do it.
I see your face.
You know, many different sayings back in the day. Of course, you've heard as dead as a doornail, have you not? Do you know what that means, dead as a doornail? Well, you know, on the big heavy doors at the castles, they always have to use big nails to put the wood together. Well, in the middle of all the pieces of wood, they put one big huge nail and drive it through the center. And when they drive it through the center, if they don't take the end and hit it with a hammer, then it's called a live nail. Because as the door moves back and forth, the nail will pull out. But if you take a hammer and you bang on the point and bend it over, it can't move, then it's dead as a doornail. Indeed. Indeed. All kinds of things happened back in the day. Have you ever heard of what's another one here? The Graveyard Watch. Do you know of the Graveyard Watch? Yes? I heard a yes.
Yes.
Tell us about the Graveyard Watch.
Before modern medicine and things, people would be buried, and what would happen is the graveyard watch, you would watch to see if the person was trying to come back out. Am I correct?
You're correct. How would he go about seeing or knowing if a person
I
were
thought
to
there
come
was a
back
bell.
out?
I thought there was a bell or a string or something that was put down.
Indeed, madam. You are correct. Shall we expand?
Okay.
So when the people back in the day, no, that's very correct. She is most correct. Back in the day, they would drink from lead tankards. And the lead tankards would be considered poisonous by some. So if someone drank a lot, they could succumb to what would be a seeming state of death.
That
So what-
explains me.
Oh, and sir, you just never know. So, if you appear to be dead, you're going to bring all your friends so they can celebrate your life. Well, some people actually didn't die, you know. They might actually get up. So what they would do is they would lay the person out, and all the friends would come and make merry, and they would look over and see if they would get up, and they would have what was called a wake for the person, waiting for them to wake. If they did not wake after 3 days, they would take the person and bury them in the coffin. And inside the coffin, they would drill a hole into the coffin and tie a string to their finger, and from that string they would take it out and put it onto a wide stick, and then put a bell on the other end. So if the person did indeed awake in the coffin, they could yank on the string, it would ring the bell. Does that sound familiar?
Saying rescue me.
Oh, indeed, madam, and that's why the person was in the graveyard and had the graveyard watch to wait for the person to ring the bell.
Be saved
Have
by
you?
the bell.
Indeed. The person would be saved by the bell. See, amazing where these things come from.
Tell you what, Doctor, why don't we make a wake with this boat? How about
Indeed,
that?
sir. Indeed, sir. The captain is always right. If you don't believe it, refer back to rule number 1. The captain is always right.
No, but Captain's wife evidently is always right. All right, folks, I'm Captain Al. I'm going to be your host all the way from here out to there. And if you're good, back again. This is Captain Jeff.
Hello.
He's working with us today. Just a couple of safety things, starting with these, the life jackets. 4 here, 4 here. 14 up there, even though it says 16, there's 14 up there. And I've got 3 children's jackets back here. Last boat off the island today is at 3 o'clock. At 3:15, you become either a swimmer or a camper. I'll be here tomorrow. I might be seeing you out there. Anybody wearing sandals? There is cactus on this island. It's prickly pear cactus. Got thorns about, oh, yay big. So just try to stay on the path. It was in bloom last week. I don't know if it still is or not, but it's got these nice yellow flowers. It's pretty cool. That is about it. We ask that everybody remain seated while we're underway. I don't want anybody flipping over. If someone does go over, I need everyone to yell, "Person overboard." Point to that person. Keep pointing until I get the boat brought around. We'll take a vote, and then we'll see about getting them back in.
We would have to know how they went over, you know.
Either of them.
All right, we ready? All right.
So you know the cactus on the island, it's indigenous to the island, so it's one of the few places in Maryland where you'll find this cactus. But